Now let's take a look at our next kind of problem. Multiplying a whole number by a fraction. So 5 times 2 sevenths. As you learned in the previous lessons, you multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms when multiplying fractions. But what happens if you do got a whole number where there is no denominator, there is no bottom number, you just have a 5? Well, remember I was talking about like 5 times 1 equals 5, and then fractions are also a division problem? So 5 divided by what number is 5? Well, it's 1. So that means you can put a 1 underneath this 5 here. So I'll just write it out. Like so. There you go. So I can now treat this as 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 times 7 is 7. So I'll have 10 sevenths. So that's how you multiply a whole number by a fraction. Now let's take a look at the math models. So over here we have 3. So if you have like all these 1 blocks floating together, it's a lot easier just to do that than build them all out. So we have 3 times 3/8. So the first thing that we're going to do is multiply the numerators. 3 times 3 equals 9. So we're going to make 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Uh-oh, that's as high as it can go, because remember, our denominator is 8. So when you hit 8 in a stack, you need to start a next stack if there's any left over. So then we could put down the next one, 9. Now there has to be 8 in a stack, so you fill the rest out with glass. And there's our answer, 1 and 1/8. Or you can say 9/8, because there's 9 solid blocks and 8 in a stack. Or you can say 1, because there's 1 whole and 1 out of 8. So 1 and 1/8 or 9/8. There's 2 different numbers. That's how you change an improper fraction, or I like to call a fathead fraction, into a mixed number.